Welcome back to How to Souls. My name is Rach, and today we're going to conclude our walkthrough of Dark Souls Remastered. It's kind of emotional. Last time we took down Black Dragon Calamite, and with him the final boss in the DLC and the final boss in the game, save for Lord Gwyn. So that's what we're going to go and do today. A few things about Gwyn is he can simultaneously be the easiest boss and a surprisingly tricky boss. Gwyn is very aggressive, but there is a real easy way to take him down, and that is by parrying him. So that is the way that I'm going to recommend that you fight him, okay? If you try and you try and you try and you just can't do it, this Artorias Great Shield that we got in the last episode, I'll link it above if you guys didn't see that one. I show you how to get it in this walkthrough up here. This shield, right? If you just cannot parry and you'd rather not, this shield will do it for you, because this has a huge amount of stability, 88 stability, and a huge amount of fire block, as well as like 100% physical block. So this shield, you're going to want to block his attacks and then counter with your own, but bear in mind he's super aggressive. He's got very low health though, so if you do have a high leveled weapon, I mean, if you don't have a high leveled weapon, what are you doing? This is the final boss, go and get it done. You're gonna be okay after a few tries, I would say. However, the method I'm once again gonna recommend is trying to parry him, because once you get it down, it is laughably easy. So for that, I'm gonna recommend the shield that I'm gonna use. Let me just take off the Great Shield, is the Dragon Crest Shield. So I had some spare Twinkling Titanite, so I've gone ahead and upgraded this to +5 to improve the stability, which puts the stability at 66. So this shield in particular has a fire block of 85% and a physical block of 100, so making it a very good shield for Gwyn. It's very lightweight. Well, when I say very, it's pretty light. It's 3 units, so it works really well for me. Obviously, if you want to have maximum, if you're struggling with the parry but you're determined to parry him, I recommend using a buckler. The buckler, it doesn't actually say it when you look at it. I don't actually have one in my inventory, never mind. The buckler has a huge parry window. It literally makes up a lot for a little bit. Say if you're struggling on the timing, the buckler shield is really gonna help with that. It gives you a lot of leeway in your parry timing. So I recommend checking that out as well. Even though it might not have 100% physical block, it might have really, really dreadful fire block. It will help you grab that parry if you've got enough health to take some chip damage for when you fail. So we're going in with the Dragon Crest Shield. If you manage to pick up on your adventures a Black Knight Shield, I recommend using this one. You don't even have to level it up. The Black Knight Shield works really well for Gwyn, I find. So I recommend using that one. You can level up if you want. It's only going to do you well. But yeah, definitely use that one. You might even grab one from the mobs on the way to Gwyn, because those are Black Knights and they have a chance to drop a Black Knight Shield. So if you get one from them, go for it. As far as rings go, for Gwyn, we're going to use the critical damage boost from the Hornet ring. So this ring we actually picked up from Sif's boss arena. Remember, we went behind the tombstone and we picked that up before we fought the Sif boss. So we're going to equip that today because we're going to be concentrating on parries. I've rested at Firelink and that's why I've got 20 Estus, but our bonfire of choice for Gwyn is going to be the Lord Vessel, which will give you 20 Estus anyway. So this is your final chance now to level up your Estus Flask, level up your weapon, level up everything basically. Because after you kill Gwyn in Dark Souls 1, you're automatically ported to New Game Plus. You don't get a chance to like tie up some loose ends. So basically, if you have any loose ends, now is the time to tie them up. So for example, with me, I've just noticed my Estus Flask is only +4. So this can go up to a maximum of +7. And there's various ways you can do that, but a real easy way at the end of the game is just to kill some fire keepers. So we've already killed the one at Anor Londo, so we can go ahead and warp to the Daughter of Chaos and cause some chaos. It hurts me to do this, it really, really does, and Ingi is very, very angry when you do it, but we're at the end of the game, man. Gotta get me that Firekeeper soul. So she goes down pretty quickly, drops her soul. Her bonfire is unusable. He's pretty angry. He's pretty angry indeed. I'm not going to bother killing him though, because when he dies, his little like larvae come out of his eggs, and the larvae are an absolute nightmare. So I'm literally just going to leave him to his sorrows because I'm a dreadful human being. And we're going to use this Firekeeper soul to level up our Estus to +5. I think +5 is pretty good for the kind of damage that Gwyn is going to dish out to us. I do recommend, yeah, +5 is really good. I've done it with less, but it's been miserable, put it that way. Obviously, Anastasia is a Firekeeper, but we're not going to kill her because we actually need a Firekeeper to level up our Estus flask. There's no point in killing her and then having nowhere to level it up. So we need to keep her alive. So hello, reinforce this. Don't ask me where I got it. It's at +5 now. Cool. I don't just happen to have any more in my inventory just randomly that I didn't realize. I did! I did! Somehow I already had one. I don't know where I got that, but apparently we're at +6 now. Cool. I always forget. Guys, don't do as I say, not as I do. Don't forget to check if you've picked something up. Use it immediately. Okay, +6 is gorgeous. Okay. So we're going to head back down to the Lord Vessel, and for that we're going to get Frampt. Frampt!
Wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake.
Hi, can we talk? Can we?
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
So it's worth pointing out before we go down here that I've never actually talked to Frampt in this walkthrough, but he can actually, you can kind of sell things to Frampt. There's no vendor that buys things from you in Dark Souls 1 except for Frampt. You can feed him pretty much anything, but he gives you a tiny amount of souls for it. Oh my god, 50 souls for a large Titanite shard. But if you are just like really, if you're like a couple souls away from getting something, it's worth keeping in mind, like weapons that you're never going to use, for example. And if you're not bothered about going for platinum, Frampt, you can feed him things, and if you can get over the awful, awful heckin' noise that he makes. Then it's a way of getting some souls if you're wanting that last couple of levels before you go for Gwyn. Feed large Titanite shard, feed green Titanite shard, feed Titanite chunk. So he's kind of like a trading system. If you're trying to level up a particular weapon down a particular path, but you're lacking a few of the slabs, the chunks, the whatever, you can trade him. So for example, feed red and he gives you green. Yeah, so it's like, I wouldn't recommend playing around with this. I'd recommend looking up the list of what he takes and what he gives for you to find exactly what you want, because I just wasted a really good item there. I mean, I don't need it, but you might have. I don't know, if you're going for platinum, you might have needed it. But yeah, it's worth pointing that out just before we warp down to the Kiln of the First Flame. I'm going to let this cutscene play again, just because it's just horrific. God, he's like a giant toothy penis. I hate him. But he does get us where we need to go. You don't have to get Frampt to take you down here. You can just like roll down the hole, which is worth pointing out. There's no detriment to doing that, really. I think it pisses him off. I think he's a bit upset that you didn't ask him for help, but otherwise, no big deal. Lord Vessel. So we placed this here a while ago, and we were tasked with collecting the 4 Lord souls. So we've done that now. We have to offer the souls to the Lord Vessel. And because that's now all 4 of them, look at my skinny wrists. This grants us access now to the Kiln of the First Flame, the final area in the game, and our final boss. After this, the only decision remains. Are we gonna listen to Frampt? Take up the mantle of Gwyn and continue the Age of Fire, sacrificing our own body to keep the fire burning, to stave away the undead curse? Or do we turn our back on the social norm, walk away, usher in a new age of dark, say heck the flame, become its dark lord? I don't know, up to you. There's 2 different trophies for each ending. The canon ending, I believe, is the kindling the flame ending, because I believe that's what takes us all the way through to Dark Souls 2 and 3, etc. So coming down here, it's pretty grim. If you were a fan of fighting Black Knights on your playthrough, rejoice, because you've got a million of them. And I've forgotten how to parry, apparently. I do recommend fighting these guys over just running past them, because it does give you a little practice with parrying, which I clearly need. And because we're wearing the Hornet Ring, we're doing an insane amount of damage to these guys. Wait, what did I just get there? What did I just pick up there? I think it was a... Oh my god, I didn't see. I don't think it was a Black Knight shield. Was it? That'd be really fun. It was. It freaking was. That's so funny. So the reason I love this shield is its high fire resistance and its high stability. I think it's really, really good for Gwyn. So if you did manage to pick one of these up, fantastic. I would recommend using it. Mine is actually better. Well, it's got less fire block, but you know what I mean. It's just as good, and it's a little bit lighter. But yeah, if you're struggling on Gwyn with parrying him, kill these Black Knights for a little bit, get yourself a Black Knight shield, and it'll really help you. I think every Black Knight has a small chance, like a 5% chance or something, to drop a Black Knight shield. You can make it higher by popping some humanity though. Yeah, I would take the opportunity just to like get back in the hang of parrying, because clearly for me, I've been in Elden Ring mode. I'm just using my heals here just to save my Estus, just because you never know. The fight might go on and on and on, and I might need 20 Estus. Who knows? I do find with someone like Gwyn, it doesn't tend to be a test of endurance. Either you get him or you get one shot. Whereas with Calamite, he was hitting me a few times there. And that's definitely more a test of endurance with Calamite. That's a fight you need a few Estus for. Gwyn, not so much, I don't think. Right, what do we get from him? Just a chunk. Just a chunky chunk. Yeah, so there's a few of these knights. They've all got different weapons and they all have a chance to drop their weapons. So if you are going for platinum, I recommend fighting them, trying to get the weapon you need from them, if you need any. And then going back to the Lord Vessel and resetting them to try again. There's an item at the end there. Can't remember what it is. Will we go and check it out? We'll just fight the knight first. Gonna need to get a whole lot better at parrying for Gwyn, like. Although there's a little trick to Gwyn that I feel like does make it a bit easier than the knights. Oh, it's the Black Knight armor. Oh, sweet. Well, there you go. If you've always wanted to look like one of Gwyn's charred Black Knights, then now you too can be a Black Knight. Especially if you've got the Black Knight sword like I do, and you're using the Black Knight shield. Fantastic. Cosplay complete. If you saved Solaire, which we did, and actually I forgot that we were going to do this. If you saved Solaire and you are in human form, which I'm currently not, here is where you will find Solaire's summon sign, and you can summon him to help you take down Gwyn, which is kind of beautiful. I kind of like that, but I didn't. I forgot. I forgot to do that, but that's okay. Yeah, it's a nice little touch. It doesn't really affect your ending in any way. If anything, it obviously makes the boss fight more difficult, in my opinion, because with any summon, NPC or player, a boss has 50% more HP. So I kind of think with Gwyn it maybe makes him more difficult, but oh my gosh, I find the halberd quite difficult to parry. I'm just gonna backstab. Still got a little bit of health there. Okay. And we'll just use our free heals here, just to save the Estus. It's actually hilarious how little that heals me now because my health bar is so high. Alright, we've made it. Fog wall, Gwyn's on the other side. Incredible music. Incredible fight. to be honest. It can be, depending how good you are at parrying, it can be really underwhelming, or it can be an epic crescendo to an epic game. And I really hope you've enjoyed your journey so far, but it's not over yet. This guy takes a while to learn. Okay. As always, I'm going to leave you with future Rachel to sort of explain what I'm doing, because I apparently can't talk and play at the same time despite being a full-time streamer. So yeah, good luck, have fun, and here we heckin' go. Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, will always start the fight by doing a jumping, leaping attack at you, which you can parry if you're confident with the timing. As you can see from my first riposte here, he doesn't have a lot of health. He's very easy to take down through ripostes. He's got a few attacks. He's got a one-handed quick swipes, two-handed slow swipes, a grab, and a kick. So as you can see here, I dodged the grab a couple of times, managed to parry the quick one-handed slashes attacks, and then I started to sort of panic around this kind of point. Just to reiterate, because this fight is over so damn quickly, there's a couple of reasons why I do the things that I do. The reason why I have my shield up when he is attacking is because sometimes his quick attacks can come at you out of nowhere, and they can very quickly stun lock you and take you down. However, the reason I don't have my shield up constantly is because when you do that, he will start using the kick attack, and that will use your whole stamina bar and becomes a really, really dangerous situation to be in. So the cycle that I like to get in is purely lifting my shield when I think he's about to attack, blocking his first attack, and then parrying his second. It gives you a second just to sort of orientate yourself in preparation for his attack, rather than it catching you out. The grab you can dodge pretty easily. However, him going from one-handed to two-handed can really catch you out. He's just a very stressful fight. So as you can see here, his two-handed attack is starting to use loads of my stamina, and I'm starting to panic, so I dodge backwards. This boss is coded to punish that, and he comes straight after you, and he is swiping away at me. I think the worst thing you can do here is start trying to block, because he's just going to eat through your stamina. You can use the spiked pillory type things in the room to sort of confuse him somewhat. I got really lucky here, and he tried to grab me when I was far away, so I knew that was an open window to heal. So I get in here, the best place to be is right in front of him, block the first attack, parry the second, and then riposte. After you've riposted, if you needed to heal, spam the heal button. You can get a heal in before you block his next attack quite safely. And that's, honestly, that's it. It's over in an instant. Alright, so I mean, I know that was over pretty quickly, that's what she said, but hopefully that was enough time to show you sort of what you're looking at with this fight. As you can see, as soon as you start to try and back off, that is literally your coffin. The door is coming off the coffin for you. You need to really react really quickly with this guy, and if you do everything right, look how quickly he went down. That was like 5 ripostes or something. So yeah, I actually kind of maybe should have used a different weapon for that, because that was maybe a bit fast, but we did it. Hopefully you did it too. Sometimes it just takes practice, but hopefully my tips were able to help you. And I'm very, very pleased to say that is Dark Souls. That is Dark Souls. That's it. You did it. So I mentioned there's 2 options here for the ending. You can come over here to the burnt out flame and you can choose to rekindle it. You can link the fire, sacrifice your own body, whatever. It's the noble ending. Or you can say heck it all, exit the door, and you can just usher in the Age of Dark. You're like, heck the fire, heck it, I'm not up for it. I'm gonna leave the choice up to you, and you can see whichever one you fancy doing. But for now, that's it. That's it, we're done. We heckin' did it. Congrats. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. I hope the walkthrough was helpful for you. You can subscribe to the channel for more hints and tips just like this, as well as walkthroughs, as well as just lovely things, really. And yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna do the Link the Fire ending. And I'll see you guys in the next video.